be honest with you, talking about the shows we should do. I think, if at all possible, I think maybe we should try and do a Saturday and a Wednesday show. Is that bad for you, or would you like to keep the Friday? Because I think the Wednesday and the Friday show, I think, are a little too close together.
Friday though, Murph, because Saturdays are kind of busy sometimes.
Gotcha.
I think Friday nights I'm always home and stuff like that, but like Saturday I might be in Jersey, and
Yeah, right.
it's kind of tough to commit to Saturdays. You know
All right,
what
so
I
you
mean?
know what then?
I mean, we could do a Tuesday show.
That's what I was going to say. Why don't we push our Wednesday show back to a Tuesday? Because I think we're trying to work out the kinks with that. I think a Tuesday would be better. It's right after Monday Night Football. I think we'll start winding up there. We'll keep you're right. The Friday show's nice, man. You wind it down from the day, and I think the Friday show is nice, and everybody's starting to catch on with the time slot and everything. So yeah, all right. So maybe we'll push this one back to Tuesday. So how's that sound?
Yeah, and I think we have our listeners on Friday night, Murph. I think the guys like Friday nights. Most people are home on Friday nights, after, like you said, a long work week and stuff. And, this shows the diversion. I mean, people love this. It takes their mind off of things, the real world stuff. And I know we talked a little politics last week and stuff. It was election day and stuff. And I know some people might have been disturbed by hearing about politics when they want to listen to the show and just relax and stuff. But, I think people just want to unwind and listen to the show on a Friday night after a hard work week and stuff. And if the politics offended somebody or for you people, I mean, hey, we could say what we want. We're the hosts here. You could always change the channel and stuff. But I said we're geared towards sports and stuff. And let's knock it out with some sports tonight, there, Murph.
I hear you, man. Because a bunch of stuff happened politically in the world, and that's just definitely for another show for the last couple of days. All right, so we got to. Go ahead. I hear. What did you? You had a good steak the other night. I see it all over Facebook and everything. And I'm breaking your chops about how I'm going to put some ketchup on it. But I don't know. Would you go to the city the other day? Would you go to Morton Steakhouse?
Yeah. I met my brother in the city. Yeah, we've been meaning to do this for a while, Murph. Ever since my dad passed away, we kept promising we'd get together and stuff. I mean, it's kind of tough. He works, I work. He lives in the city. I live up here. So we were going to go one day in the summertime, and it was like 102 degrees, and the last thing he wanted to do was eat a steak and be on the subway back to Astoria, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, excuse me, so it was in the cards. We went out Saturday night. It was a nice evening. It was like 70 degrees in the city on Saturday. I didn't get a jacket or anything. Took the train down, no problem. Got to the restaurant, had a nice steak, a bunch of appetizers, not the steak you want to put ketchup on there, Murph. This is the real deal,
I told you. I told you I don't give a shit if it's $100 steak. I'm still putting ketchup on it, man. That's just the way I am. I don't care. I know some people are gonna lose their shit here, but you know what though? I will put ketchup on $100 steak.
It was $72, so you still had $28 to deal with to get to the $100 mark. But yeah, my brother. Guess how he orders his steak there, Murph? Guess how he orders
well
it?
Done?
No. Medium rare.
All right. I'm a well done guy.
My mediums. I ordered my medium, so I told him to check it when the waiter brought it out, because the waiter had no idea. He just brought it out through the table. I said, you know what, Craig? I think I got the medium rare one. Just check it out. He cut it, and it was like, it was still breathing. And I like medium. I like a little, but that was still breathing. But nice time and stuff. And then I was taking the train home, and I don't like the bathrooms on the train, Rich. So I figured, I just I had a couple of coffees and stuff. So I'll just go to the bathroom in Grand Central, which is like the dirtiest bathroom in the world. You ever been down there, Rich, in the basement over there?
Plenty of times.
Yeah, so, there's a line for the women's rooms like a mile long, of course. So, I walk in the men's room, the line's not too bad. And all of a sudden, this guy, right, he's bringing his girlfriend in the men's room.
Right.
And he's telling her, you just wait for a stall, baby, and you can go to the bathroom. So she's waiting online. There's a couple of guys dropping deuces. There weren't too many there was no open stalls, just urinals, So she's like looking around and everything. Nobody would say anything to this guy. I don't know if this guy was drunk or high or something, but the guy, he kind of looked like he was a linebacker in the NFL or something.
Yeah.
But nobody's going to mess with this guy. And then again, nobody's going to mess with the girl either, because she looked like a linebacker in the NFL. But I just kind of thought it was weird. But you know what, though? I think anything's possible nowadays. There were a couple of European guys in there with their French berets, and they were like they never seen this before. But, it seems like everything's possible now. There's like no more matters or anything like that. Anybody can do whatever they want to do, it seems,
You bring up a good point, because you just talk about the city. The city is a shithole right now. New York City is an absolute shithole. Now I'm old
It
enough. I'm
is.
old enough to remember, back, the '80s, where it was a shithole back then. And then, whatever happened, and came in, and then they turned it into, kind of like Disneyland, and everything. So now everybody's
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
they're blocking all streets. Now you go down there, and it's literally, it's like, I'm waiting to see like the cars on fire in the middle of the street, like in just the trash building up and the broken buildings, because New York City is a shithole right now, and anybody that wants to kind of go down there and just hang out, and just have a good time on a Friday or Saturday night, or even during the week. It's like, be careful, man, because the '80s is becoming the Manhattan is New York City is becoming the gritty '80s again, man. I'm telling you. Just be careful down there. And like, I wouldn't be surprised. It was probably a hooker, like going in there, trying to get.
I don't know, but it's just kind of odd though and stuff. And you're right though, Rich. I saw a lot of storefronts, like they're all like emptied out now and stuff. And
Bet.
I'm kind of wondering if they're going to make these real estate now. There's just so much. And I even saw one of the hotels, one of these old hotels, boarded up and stuff. I haven't been in the city in quite a while, and I'm going back this weekend. I'm taking Ben to the MLB store, one of our favorite stores, and
Right.
we'll get some lunch and stuff like that. But you're right though. It's definitely a crap hole. A lot of people leaving the city now, moving to the suburbs and stuff. I think a lot of people moving up here now too. As a matter of fact, it's crazy.
It seems like it seems that it seems that way. My wife's she's getting into real estate, and she says that people houses are going on the market, and they're flying off the shelves. I mean, people want to get the hell out of the city. I mean, I guess back they say with COVID, I guess everybody wanted to get the hell out of the city because everyone was locked in their small apartments or their small houses with no backyards and nothing to do. So then there was a big migration upstate. And I guess it's still continuing because I don't know, man. People in this country are pissed. The temperature of this country is not that good. And again, let's not go off on a tangent like we did the other night. Which it's a sports show. We'll talk about that another time. But just watch yourself down there, man. Be on alert. Keep your wallets in the front pockets. Anybody comes up to you, just be on alert, man, because it's a bad place down there.
Yeah, I'm definitely city smart though, Rich. I grew up down there and
Yeah.
stuff like that in Queens. So I'm not the type of guy that walks around looking at the sky with my mouth open, waiting for a bird to shit in,
Oh, I
looking
know,
at
I know.
skyscrapers and stuff. The buildings that you built there, Murph,
Yeah.
But you got to be very vigilant. And you know what though? I don't give a shit about the Christmas tree. Do you care about the Rockefeller Center tree, Rich? You like it or what? What do you think about it?
I do like the Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center. I do think it's I don't know. It's kind of a sign. It's kind of a sign to me that Christmas season is here. Although I don't like all the pomp and circumstance that it has, like in that, the show and all the the people. Just like the fucking Christmas tree. You know what I mean? But
I'm talking about the traffic, though, Murph. I'm talking about all the people in the city now, the traffic, and I mean, after COVID now, I think everyone's coming back and stuff like that, But I had my rules. I won't go to the city from Black Friday to January 2nd. So this will be my last trip to the city, probably this week. This Saturday, going with Ben and stuff like that. But after that, I could deal without the city till January.
now, why? Like you said, you're not gonna go. Like why? Because you can't deal with the crowds. Like you feel like you're gonna get. You feel like something's gonna happen, or you feel like you just can't deal with the crowds. Like because it's so.
I can't walk on the streets. I'm a fast
Yeah.
walker,
Yeah, me
and
too.
I like to walk at these people. They walk like they're first of all, they're playing with their phones. They're just walking like looking at everything. They're looking at these buildings, Rich. They think they're historic buildings, but they were probably built like 2 years ago. I mean, these people have no idea what they're looking at. It's just like, I took Ben to a Knicks game one time. We went during Christmas break, that Christmas week, whatever, and we went to the NBA store, and I was scared that we would miss the Knicks game walking back to the Garden. That's how bad it was walking.
Yeah.
You couldn't walk. You couldn't pass these people. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I guess what you're right. There's no big draw to the city anymore. It's fucking it sucks down there, dude. But I'll tell you, what do you call it? It's if you want to go in there for for an afternoon or go have some drinks, there's better places to go than New York City. I'm just I've had it with the city. I guess I'm becoming becoming a real country bumpkin now, living up here in Dutchess County.
Exactly. And the people have no etiquette anymore. Speaking of which,
Okay,
we have some holiday etiquette to discuss.
All right, let's hear your weekly holiday etiquette. Then we'll get into some sports. What do you got going on with the holiday etiquette? What's your etiquette number 2? What do you got going on? Last week it was the scalloped bacon, and now what do you got?
Yeah, so now we got Cousin Nimrod decides to leave Thanksgiving dinner before Aunt Darcy delivers her story of backpacking around Europe in 1969 for the 50th time. Rumor is he's headed to Best Buy to get an 18-inch TV. I'm sorry, to wait online 18 hours to get a 88-inch TV for $39.99. Little does cousin Nimrod know that there are only 3 TVs in the store and the 3 cashiers, Cassandra, Vincenzo, and Luis, already purchased them. Was cousin Nimrod rude to have left the Thanksgiving shindig prematurely to head to the mall? Answer in confidence. A, yes, B, no.
Wait, one more time. What's the question? One more time.
Oh yeah, so cousin Nimrod went to the mall
Right.
instead of he left Thanksgiving dinner to get one of the TVs. The 3 TVs in the store, and all 3 TVs were probably bought by the cashiers. So was he wrong to leave Thanksgiving to go to the mall? Yes or no? Was he wrong?
Was he wrong to leave Thanksgiving dinner to go buy a television? Is the guy?
Yes.
Does cousin Nimrod doesn't sound like he's too smart? I mean, I guess he doesn't have a job, right? So maybe he doesn't have much money. Maybe he saved up. I think it's dumb because you know what? Black Friday is not the they have like Amazon and all that stuff. They have even those pre-Black Friday stuff now. So Black Friday really isn't like what it used to be. People running out to the store. I was never into it. I was never the guy that was going to get up, set the alarm clock for 3 o'clock in the morning so I could buy a fucking toaster for 75% off. I was never that guy. You know what? I enjoyed the Friday after Thanksgiving because that's a day to have off. Like through the years, it's not a paid holiday for us. But my partner and I, we've been working together for so many years. He always likes to work the day after because it's an easy day. And me, I like to take the day off. And so that day always means not going Black Friday to go shopping. It means like just relaxing and chilling out and just, because you're either A, hungover, or B, you're full from dinner the day before. So, it's kind of like a day just to chill out. It's not to run out and buy a fucking toaster for like $30. I just don't think that's the point.
People stand around and beat the shit out of each other too to get these products. It's so stupid.
I'll tell you what.
I was.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was at the mall. I had to pick up something at the mall tonight, and I'm looking around the mall, walking to the store. I had to get glasses. I'm walking to the eyeglass store, and most of these stores are closed down. There's so many empty stores in the mall now. Who goes to the mall anymore?
You know what, Eric? Nobody goes to the mall anymore, dude, because nobody goes to the mall anymore. Nobody goes to the mall because everybody shops online now. And everybody bitches about this guy Bezos and Amazon and shit, but we're all sitting there punching our fingers while watching TV on our fucking phone. And it's fine, it's just, the malls are, listen, the malls had their heyday in like the 80s and the 90s. Like, everybody went to the mall. You go to the mall to pick up chicks. You go to the mall to go shopping. Now it's like you just sit on your couch, you just push a button, and it's at your doorstep in 2 days. Doesn't matter what it is.
It's dangerous at the mall too. You can get shot there now and stuff. It's like, it's just a crazy atmosphere going on right now at the mall and stuff like that. But like I said, what do I want to go Black Friday shopping for? Like you said, my mom needed something. She asked me to order it for her. She got it the next day at 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, that's the way of the world now. It's Amazon, Rich.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I am going to be doing. I just found out from my local dispensary around here, they're having a Green Friday, and I don't know if anybody out there, they could distinguish what that Green Friday means, but I will be going to Green Friday at the local dispensary around here. So I guess it's similar to Black Friday, but you know what I'm saying. Yes. So I will be going there.
Nice. And I did smell it on the train coming home on Saturday night. So somebody was enjoying the train ride home in the vestibule, some green stuff. So
yeah, you know what? It's all good, man. Like, it's whatever. People are smoking some weed. They're drinking some beers. It's all good, man. Let people enjoy themselves.
All good.
Now, I wanted to, on our topic of Thanksgiving, I wanted to remind everybody about our football game, at Gearing on Thanksgiving morning, 9 a.m., father-son football game. Anybody listening to our podcast, you guys are all welcome to come down and throw the football around with us and, bring, if you have kids, bring your sons, your daughters, whoever. And we're going to have a little football game, hang out, talk for a little bit, maybe an hour or two, nothing crazy. We'll have a little, adults against the kids, and believe me, a lot of these kids are a lot bigger than us adults. So I think I know a couple people that are coming. So I think their kids are a little bit bigger than us. So that's what I want to remind you guys about that. And again, before we get into the show, like always, I want to pump my boy Doug's band again. Like I said, was it Revel 32 up in Poughkeepsie? He's having the Toys in the Basement. The name of his band is Noise in the Basement. A little pun on the name of the band. It's Toys in the Basement. $20 to get in. It's December 10th from 5:30 to 10. You're going to get some good music from a really good band, and the $20 at the door goes for a great cause. It's the Sparrow's Nest and the 8th annual toy drive. So it's for a good cause. You're going to listen to a good band, and I'll be up there, take a look, and maybe we'll have a drink together. So those are the 2 things I've been promoting, for the last week or two. It's a good cause, so.
Very nice. And on the bright side, it looks like it's going to be 60 degrees on Thanksgiving Day, Rich. I saw the extended forecast. So if you want to come to the gearing for like a couple of minutes, an hour or whatever, just say hi, whatever, we'd love to see you. And I just want to give another shout out to my son, Ben. I received a lot of kudos from everybody, and they said he did a knockout job.
Yes, he did.
He was a natural and stuff. And
Yes, he
yeah,
did.
he wants to come back on the show, so I told him he's hired. So we have our little
anytime.
And we have our guys with the radio voices. We have Kevin and right, and cousin Joe and everything. So we enjoy the guest participation and stuff. Always welcome. Always welcome.
Exactly. So listen, we're now let's let's get into the nitty gritty of our sports talk. But we're going to talk about a sport that both of us, I guess, not too fond of. It's kind of like, it's not an American sport. It's I guess they call it football. I guess we call it soccer. Like, we wouldn't be talking about this too much if there wasn't kind of some big news about this soccer stadium. What do you think about this, dude? I mean, I don't know, this new soccer stadium might be a pretty good deal for the city, right?
So Murph, is it where the junkyards are?
It is.
Back of Citi Field?
It is.
Okay, great. So that those junkyards been sitting there for years and stuff like that. So I think that's like prime real estate to put this soccer stadium in. Right now they were sharing with the Yankees and stuff, and it just changing the field. And they played a couple of games at Citi Field too. I think the NYCFC. So I think this soccer stadium was a long time coming, and I understand it's not going to hit the taxpayer's wallet one bit.
No, it's not, and that's a good thing too. But let's go back to that area. Let's go back to that area for a second. Like, where they built Citi Field. Where Shea Stadium was. And they kind of, for years and years and years, like, growing up in Queens and going down to that area. Like, I've always, you always see like the junkyards there, and they always say you'll never be able to get rid of these junkyards. They make too much money. It's the only place for them. The ground is, the ground's bad. You can't build on it. They would always say that through the years and years and years, but. Maybe I just think there was like some politicians like waiting for a day like this. Now, this is an opportunity for Queens to do something really good for the borough there too, because listen, there's a huge Hispanic community in Queens, and you see them in Flushing Meadow Park playing soccer on Saturdays and Sundays, and I think a stadium like that in Queens will be packed for a good soccer team. Not even a good soccer team, just a soccer team that people go watch, because. I guess there's a big soccer following down there in the city there. I mean, and that's good for them. But what I'm saying, what I think is good about the soccer stadium is every, like you said before, every single dollar is going to be paid for by the soccer team, and not to mention the fact that listening to it, listening to some of my buddies and stuff, there was a big rally down there. There was a lot of unions down there, all the unions. And from what I understand, they're guaranteeing that this job is going to be a 100% union project. Now, that is really, really good news for all of the building trades and all the trades in New York City to have a big stadium like that built in Queens, in the outer boroughs. All private money from the soccer team. It's going to be a really good thing for the trades in the city. And I'd like to thank whoever put this deal together and everybody out there. So listen, we got to get people back to work, man. We got to work. And we got to build the city. And if it means building a soccer stadium, why not? And the numbers sound good, right? You'd say, would you go down to a soccer game? I probably wouldn't, to be honest with you. I mean, I wouldn't go see a soccer. I think it's just good for the city, but I wouldn't go see a soccer game. Would you?
I've been to a couple. I've been to two at Yankee Stadium. I went to one at the Red Bull Stadium, so I have gone to a couple of these MLS games. You know what, though? I think I would, just to check out the new stadium, go inside of it and stuff. I think I might. It's only 90 minutes, whatever. What time the game's going to end. Maybe they have some good food or something like that. But you know what, though, Murph? I was thinking, though, they're going to build hotels, restaurants, actual apartments, too, in the area. Yeah. I mean, you would think with the Mets being there, they would have put this stuff up there. I see people on Facebook all the time asking about, like, where do I eat near Citi Field? Where can I walk to? What do I see? And it's like, when you go to Citi Field, you don't see anything. So I think this is going to be good now. There's going to be a couple of things to do around Citi Field if you get to the game a little bit early and stuff like that. What do you think about that?
I think that's great. And, I think that is, hotels. And now I think this is where I'm going to put my word out here and say, now listen, you did the soccer team, right? You got Citi Field. I'm going to say something right now. Bring the New York Jets back to New York. There's space there. Now let's talk about a stadium for the New York Jets, which I feel when I go to that stadium, I feel like a redheaded stepchild in that stadium. They've been following the Giants' coattails ever since they left Shea Stadium back in, what was it, 1980 something. Now this is a perfect. It's a perfect opportunity for somebody to get on the phone with Woody Johnson and say, listen, Woody, go sell your powder or your Band-Aids or something. Let me buy the team, and let's build a stadium in Queens for our New York Jets and bring them back to Queens. What is that not? Would that not be out of the realm of possibility because of the space? Now that the space is opening up, so you know what though? Let's bring the Jets back to Queens now. I mean, I think that would be a great move. A great move. There'd be infrastructure work around there because of them. The highways would get much needed attention. It would be a shit show for traffic for years to come. But the soccer stadium, they say, is going to be done in 27. And if a football stadium, maybe 2 or 3 years maybe. So let's say by 2030, there's a fully functional area over there with the Jets, the soccer team, the New York Mets, bars, restaurants, and hotels, all done by union labor in New York City. It's good. It's a win-win for everybody. What do you think of that, dude?
Wow, amazing. And you know what, though? I don't think it would be a stadium. I think it would be a dome. What do you think about a dome?
Absolutely.
You build a dome. Yeah, you build a dome over there, you're going to get the Final Four in the NCAA. You're going to get a Super Bowl. I know they have the Super Bowl at MetLife, but, that was out. Who cares about it? But you're going to the dome means so much, and I'm surprised they haven't had a dome. We're like in the big metropolis. There's no dome. So I think a dome would bring money.
I could not agree more because you'd have Super Bowls there then. Now you're in, it's Super Bowls. Like you said, you have Final Fours. All sorts of shit going on there. You know what I mean? I mean, that would be a win-win and bring New York City back to the top again. And like I said, I hate the place or whatever. I don't like going down there. But anybody else wants to go down there. But I really do think that would be a good thing for New York City, and it would be a really, really good thing for Queens. So if any of these politicians down there care anything about their community or whatever, start getting on the horn about that, man. Let's start getting the outer boroughs going too again. Manhattan's getting back. How about we start getting Brooklyn back? How about we start getting Queens, the Bronx, even Staten Island? How about we start getting all the boroughs back and running? And like I said, and a soccer stadium, believe it or not, like whether we like soccer or not, it's going to get the people going. People are going to go to these games. It's going to get people to the area. Now, next step, let's build a stadium for the Jets over there. Let's do it. I'm in.
I don't know what the commitment is to the Jets at MetLife. Do you know what the commitment is?
I don't care. I don't care. Rip up the contract. I don't care. I'm tired of playing in the same stadium as the Giants. Now, I'm not a Giant hater. Like I said, it's different. I enjoy watching the Giants. I've never said I hated the Giants. I don't hate the organization. There's no reason for it. But I'm tired of being on their coattails all these years. And when I say coattails, yes, they've won more Super Bowls. Yes, they've had better records. Yes, they've had more success than the Jets. But I'm tired of just riding their coattails. All the Giants, you played in Giant Stadium for all those years. Yes, we did. Oh, you play in MetLife Stadium. It's our stadium, but it's really the Giant Stadium. So we got more Super Bowls. I don't care. I'm done. Let's go to Queens. Let's pack up our shit and go to Queens with Robert Salah. Keep him, sign this guy for another 6 or 7 years. We'll go into why I think the Jets are just turning shit around later. But Robert Salah, let's go, man. Get that shit built in Queens, and let's bring the Jets back to New York and leave the Giants out in Jersey, and let's come back to New York.
Yeah, do you think that the Jets lost character, Rich, when they moved to Jersey in '84? I think they lost some of that. They had that Shea Stadium character, they lost and stuff. It seems like it's very neutral where they are now, basically, It's
very neutral. It's to a point where it's like, they switch the colors and it's what if they mess up one day? It's like it's a Jet game and a Giant game. I don't know, but I'm just tired. I'm tired of just living. I'm tired of just living in their coattails. And listen, there's money out there. These owners could pay for these stadiums for themselves. Like, look what this soccer guy's doing. He's writing a check. Like, and listen, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's some stuff involved, or I don't know. Maybe under the table money. I don't know. But on paper right now, he got up and said, "We're paying for the stadium. I'm writing you a check. What do you need? Let's build a stadium." I mean, you're telling me that football owners can't do that? Football owners. I mean, these guys are it's like they're fantasy teams when they own a football team or a baseball team, because the amount of money that goes into owning the team doesn't even come close to the amount of money that they have. So you know what, though? Let's start putting money back into your own money back into the community.
Exactly. Why not? Right? Yep. Exactly.
And I'd have me and,
Wow.
and I'd have me and you have our taxes upped a little bit. You know what I mean? Like we're already paying out the ass in taxes. You know what? Hey, build us a stadium. Build us a stadium, Woody Johnson. You sell enough baby powder and Band-Aids and whatever else your stupid company sells. Build us a stadium in Queens.
And then we'll have the real JETS Jets, right?
You're damn right. You're damn right, Eric. We are going to have the real JETS Jets. So I am all for that new soccer stadium in Queens. What about you?
Nice.
Yay or nay?
Yeah, I'm yeah. You know, the World Cup is what, a couple of days away, I think. So
That I'll
let's
watch.
get excited about soccer. Yeah.
That I'll watch. I was listening to a little bit today. It doesn't seem like the Americans have too much of a chance to make it, after the qualifying rounds. So I don't know.
Rich, put a couple of shekels on the USA. Why not, right?
Yeah.
What, the DraftKings has a World Cup thing going on? Maybe England. England, a long shot. Maybe put a couple of bucks on England as well, you know?
This kid I know is a degenerate gambler. He's a young kid, and he knows nothing about. He bets. This is what he bets on. He bets on soccer, like not only World Cup soccer, but he'll bet on a random soccer in some town in like Africa and like where these the teams are playing.
Geez.
I swear to God.
Oh,
and
my God.
he bets on that, and he bets on
Korean baseball too?
no Saudi Arabian horse polo. I swear to God, he bets and he knows nothing about it and he wins money. I don't know how he does it, dude. That's insane.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to try to bet on the Lithuanian cornhole league.
Yeah, he'd get a lot of people on that. All right, my friend. So the soccer. Let's switch a little bit from soccer or football to real football.
Real football, and you know what? Soccer fans should watch the Vikings-Bills game, and then they would switch right away with all the action in that game this past Sunday, right?
Oh, my God. Eric, that football game right there might have been one of the most exciting football games I've probably seen in a really long time.
Oh, my God, that finish was like, can you make up a game like that? You can't even script something like that in Hollywood the way that game ended. Like, unreal, right?
I missed, not that I missed it. I missed I think I missed the last 20 minutes of the game. So maybe I was 20 minutes behind my son. I missed that part, and it was the fourth quarter, and it was 17-14, and Aiden's like, watch, Dad, watch, they win the game. And I'm like, so much happened in that last couple of minutes of that game. Listen, now, this kid, Justin Jefferson, is making a point of being the best wide receiver in football right now. Did you see? Now I know Odell's catch was great. It was awesome. It was a touchdown.
David
but,
Tyree in the Super Bowl with the helmet catch. Yep.
No, but not. Listen, Odell's was. I don't even think that was a bullshit catch. I think whatever it is, what it is. Yep. Giant fans will fight me on it. But even that David Tyree catch, he caught it on his head. But that Odell Beckham catch was a great catch, touchdown. That Justin Jefferson catch that he made the other day. I don't know if did you look? That was a third and 18, I think, when he caught that ball.
I think it was 4th and 18.
Oh, fourth. All I know is that was a huge play. That might have been. I think that's. I don't know. That might be a better catch than the Odell Beckham, but they're both the same. The game was on the line. Needed to make the catch. He's making it a case to be probably the best wide receiver in football right now.
Yeah, I have him on one of my fantasy teams, and he really delivered on Sunday and stuff. Actually, it's funny because I remember a 4th down and 18 years ago. I went with my dad to the Eagles-Lions game. We're driving home on the turnpike. It was 1986, and the Giants were becoming big that year. They were coming off a loss, and they had a similar type thing in the Metrodome against the Vikings. They had a 4th down 18, and Phil Simms hit Bobby Johnson on the pass on that 4th down 18. They got the first down, and Raul Allegre kicked the field goal, and the Giants never lost a game for the rest of that season. They went all the way to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, those 4th and 18 plays are really amazing and stuff. But this guy, Jefferson, I think he's in a league by himself right now. I think we could say he's one of the elite wide receivers in the NFL, above Devontae Adams and Hill. I think.
Cooper Kupp's injured now. He's done. When he break his, I think he broke his ankle, right? Didn't he break his ankle? So he's always like a lifer at the top of the list, but he's out now. And
he's out. Yep.
I mean, Jamar Chase has been hurt. I mean, you can make a point like he's one of the better ones, but he's been hurt. Tyreek Hill. But Justin Jefferson, he does everything. I mean, he
Yeah.
is, like you said, he might in a league by himself. He's making a case to be. Think of these guys. Diggs. I mean, these guys are all elite wide receivers, and this kid's third or fourth year in the league, and he is killing it. I saw a stat. I think he's had more yards receiving in the last 3 years than any wide receiver in the history of football, including Jerry Rice.
Kirk Cousins throwing to him as well.
But that's it. You know what, though? Let's talk about Kirk Cousins for a second. Now, Kirk Cousins is that quarterback, and you wonder, why is the guy never won a Super Bowl? Why is the guy never been? He's played in big games, but you look at some of his statistics, and statistically, that guy throws sometimes for like 500 yards, and he loses. Like, I mean, that's got to be a discredit to the defense or something. But you wonder why this guy has just never won the big game. I mean, it's like, why do you think that is about him? I mean, I think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, Kevin just had a good point. Dan Fouts. So, yeah, he's a good
Dan
quarterback,
Fouts.
Rich, because he's a numbers guy. He puts up the numbers. That's it. He can't perform in primetime games. I said that a couple of weeks ago. He's just a normal. Put him on at 1 o'clock, Rich. He'll light you up. He'll win the game. Put him on at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, Monday night football, Thursday night. He'll screw it up. That's just the type of quarterback he is. I think he doesn't have. I don't know. He's not. He doesn't have the courage of a quarterback. I think you need that courage and stuff. But the Vikings are 8-1, and they're sitting on top of the NFC. They're tied with the Eagles now for the best record. So it's just crazy how the Vikings are doing it with this year. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and their defense is playing pretty good. I mean, that's definitely a help. Delvin Cook is playing, not like Delvin Cook is supposed to play, but he's having big games. He's keeping him in there, and and the tight end there, like what's his name is on? He got traded over there too. Hawkinson's over there, right?
Hawkinson, he's there now. Yeah,
he's over there now. He had a huge game. That, and you know what? That's another thing that makes a difference in a lot of these teams that you're seeing. Like I think why the Chiefs have been so successful over the years because they have a guy like Kelsey. If you have a tight end, why was Brady so successful all those years? He had Gronkowski. He had the murderer gang member over there. The two of them, they were high level tight ends. And back in the day when Brady first started, it's say what you want about Brady. He had wide receivers, but there was before Randy Moss, there was no Randy Mosses or Jerry Rices on that team. There was guys that came to play wide receiver, and he had those big name tight ends to dump the ball off to. Ben Watson, Orbs just said. I mean, he had these guys to dump the ball off to. And you're seeing these teams more and more, with an elite tight end or a very good tight end. I think that it enables them to run and maybe dump off to the tight end. Or these tight ends, some of them are as fast as our wide receivers now, and they're big. I think you're seeing a lot of teams that are experiencing a lot of success right now have a good tight end.
Yeah, definitely. And on the other side of the field, with Josh Allen, Rich, he made some bad decisions in the game. Do you see the bad decisions he made with the interceptions and stuff like that? And, of course, the fumble. I was sitting on my couch, and I told Ben, did you just go for a safety? I mean, just go for the safety and kick the ball back to Minnesota and see what Minnesota can do and stuff like that. But, I mean, that was just terrible. And it kind of makes you wonder if Brian Dable, who went to coach the Giants, who was like a mentor to Josh Allen, you kind of wonder if Josh Allen misses him in Buffalo right now, and that he's still young and maybe, he's not as mature as we think he is, Josh Allen.
But maybe yes and no. You know why? Because you know what I see in him. I saw it in the Jet game, and we'll talk about the Jets in a minute. But I saw in the Jet game, he's got a look of desperation in his eyes when he's running around. He runs like I don't know, a fullback maybe. Like he's a big running back. Like he's fast and he's strong. But I noticed. There seems to be more desperation in his eyes. Like he feels like maybe he has to do more, or maybe he has to get the pass off quicker, or maybe he's literally running like a runner. He's not sliding. He's going head first into these linebackers and these D-backs. He's playing dangerous football right now. And the Jets, listen. Even if I wasn't a Jet fan, I'm a huge Jet fan. The Jets beat the shit out of him 2 weeks ago. Literally beat him up.
They sure did. Yep.
And
so what they.
Go ahead.
They've lost 2 in a row now, Buffalo, I think. 2 in a row?
They lost 2 in a row. And, who do they got this week?
Well, it's funny. This week they got Cleveland coming in, but you know what? They're calling for, I saw a report, they're calling for 6 feet of snow in Buffalo.
Wow. Did you just say 6 feet of snow?
I saw 6 feet of snow on an article or something like that. Yeah, before we went on the air and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's like spread out over a couple of days or whatever. But that lake effect snow comes down in buckets basically. So I'm glad I don't live in Buffalo. But it'll be interesting. You think they would cancel a game, Rich, in that snow? I think you remember the NFL used to play no matter what. But we're in the new age now where people's feelings get hurt. So kind of interesting if they play the game or not on Sunday.
No, they better play the game for snow. Come on, remember when we were kids? What's the first thing you thought of when there was a big snowstorm in your area? You grab the football and say, "Let's play some tackle football." These guys are men. They could be kids again, running around throwing snowballs at each other or something. They are not going to cancel the game because of snow. I mean, look, they. First off, it's Buffalo. Okay, Buffalo. 6 feet of snow is a lot of snow, but 3 feet's like a dusting. All right, so and plus you're playing Cleveland, and Cleveland doesn't have the best weather either. So you're talking about two teams where you're not talking about a team that like the Rams, like out in L.A., or a team that plays in like nice weather, like Jacksonville or whatever. You're talking about two teams that play in brutal. They do play in brutal weather, and they bet. Come on, man, I will lose. I will lose faith in a lot of things if they cancel a game because of snow. Now, lightning, I understand. Obviously, I understand because of lightning. You get struck by lightning. But game would be so much fun to watch. And I'll tell you right now, in a big, snowy game like that, Cleveland wins that game. You know why?
Running the game.
Right? Chubb will run all over the place, bro, in a game like that. And again, they're not playing like no pussy, like, nice weather. Like, Chubb, he's been running in Cleveland. In Cincinnati, they play in Pittsburgh. Like, these, they play in these places 6 times a year, and plus other places. Like, these guys are ready for the cold weather, man. And in a snow game, cold weather, I think, I think Chubb would probably win that game for them. I would love to see it. I'm a big Cleveland fan this weekend. Big Cleveland fan this weekend.
Here we go. I'm looking right here, Rich. Saturday, it says snow squalls 8 to 12 inches. And then it says storm totals 3 to 4 feet. So, so this whole snowstorm from Thursday to Sunday can bring about 3 to 4 feet of snow. So, it's a fact now. I'm looking at the weather report right now.
Well, how about this? What's going on up in New England this weekend?
Probably the same weather over here, but the Jets have lost 22 out of 25 to the Patriots, I think.
Okay.
So I don't know when the last time they won in New England was, but I think they're due. Law of averages, right? Something's going to happen, right?
They're due. Law of averages. No. All right, listen. So let's go there now. We're going to talk about more games, but let's go there right now. How about that? The Jets, there's no law of averages this year with the Jets. There's no luck this year with the Jets. They've lost 25, 20, whatever the number is that they've lost. You know why? Because the Jets are a new football team this year. They're a new group of guys. They're young. They're full of piss and vinegar, and that defense wants to beat the shit out of somebody. I don't know what happened 3 weeks ago? I mean, look, the Patriots, they made a mockery of the Jets. And now the Jets defense right now is playing on a different level than when they were in that game. I don't for any second seeing this game being a pushover like a lot of people say. I was trying to get some Patriots fans on here tonight that want to come and talk a little Patriots-Jets. I know you guys got our number, but you do not have our number this year. Who's your quarterback? Who's their quarterback? Is Mac Jones playing? Boring. Who's what's his name? Listen, Zach Wilson's not that exciting either. But who's the other kid? What's the other kid's name? The quarterback for the Patriots?
Oh, yeah, I forget that guy, the backup. I saw a guy wearing his jersey in the supermarket, too.
Yeah.
I forget who it is.
He's got some real Irish name, like Cullum something or whatever, but...
Yeah, something like that. You go to Notre Dame or something. But I think this is going to be a defensive battle, I think. Defense is going to win this game, I have a feeling.
Now, if defense wins this game, and you talk about averages and you talk about defenses, I think the Jets have that then. The Patriots defense is playing good, but Sauce Gardner, listen, the guy's I think he's got 1 interception this year, but that's besides the point. You watch this guy play, like he's literally, I guess that's why they called him Sauce. I mean, because he covers you like sauce. He is so good at his position, at going step for step with your best wide receiver. Like, he makes plays that, like, again, I'm going to go back to that play, one of the last plays in the Buffalo game. Like, there's no pass interference or nothing there. Like, I don't know what anybody's talking about. He covered that guy, like, literally, like, he mocked his every motion, blocked the ball, game over. Now, this is where the Jets, I think, are going to win that battle, because I think what you'll have Sauce Gardner and you have Reed on the other side. They're going to cover the wide receivers. Then you're going to have my boy in the middle there coming in there with the 7 sacks. He might get 2 sacks this weekend, because I think what's his name's out on the offensive line for the Patriots. I think they're one of their main offensive linemen is out this year, and I'm sorry, his name escapes me, but. I think as a whole that the Jets defense is going to come out swinging, and I think Quinnen Williams is just going to. I think he's going to mash up that offensive line and leave room for people to come in, like Carl Lawson coming in attacking the quarterback. I think they're going to be all over him this year, this week. I really do. They're not going to let the same thing happen that happened to them a couple of weeks ago happen in their building. I think they're going to come in and hopefully they're going to embarrass Bill Belichick.
Patriots defense is tough though, Rich. I think they lead the league in sacks too. They have Matthew Judon, the league leader, I think. It's going to be interesting. Would Wilson have 3 interceptions against the Patriots last game like they played? Yeah,
he's got 5. He's got 5 interceptions. 3 of them from the Patriots.
Yeah. What do you think when these teams play their opponents like a couple of weeks later? Is it like not even like, sometimes you face them in the early part, then the late, but some of these games like 2 times in 4 weeks or something like that, they're playing each other. What do you think about that?
You know what's weird? I was going to ask you too. I'm looking at the schedules and stuff. A lot of these these division rivalry teams, a lot of them are playing each other at the end of the year. Like, you got the Jets and the Patriots, the Jets and the Dolphins, the Jets and the Bills. Like it's second half of the season, kind of like, close in order. And even like you got, the Giants. The Giants haven't even played the Eagles yet. I mean,
they played like twice. Yeah.
It just seems to me that a lot of these divisional games, they say maybe obviously there's some kind of like revenue, because the games will be watched more. Maybe they're hoping that, like that Jet Miami game. I'm telling you right now, that Jet Miami game in Miami the last week of the season is going to be, I think, for the winner of the division. I think Buffalo's going to fall off.
Wow, yeah, I kind of like the division. Somebody took the division and turned it over, it looks like, right? Because you have Miami now, Jets, Buffalo, and New England. It used to be like New England, Buffalo, Miami, Jets. So Jets, Miami, whatever. So it kind of like somebody just took that division and turned it upside down, basically.
Well, yeah. I mean, exactly. Because just so you've seen the stupid Patriots like on top of that division all the time. But even
the Patriots are 5-4. They're 5-4, and they're in last place. If they were in if Patriots are in the NFC South, they're in first place. So it's just crazy the way this happens sometimes with these 4-team divisions and stuff. But it kind of like it's only week 9, 10, week 10, whatever. There's still a couple of games left. Kind of like week 13, 14, the boys get separated. The men get separated from the boys, basically. So we still got a couple of games, but these teams are so log jam in all the divisions. It looks like.
And how about this? This is what I mean about some, like I was talking to somebody the other day about some of the matchups. Now look, you don't know what the matchups are going to be like in the beginning of the season. You don't know, but you look at a game like you watch that game with the Vikings and the Bills. High energy, everybody kicking each other's ass, passing, hitting, sacking. What they have to do something with these Thursday night football games, dude. And I didn't look who's playing tomorrow, but that Falcons-Panthers game to me, I tried. I turned it off. I went back. I would have rather sat here and watched paint dry on my walls. That was one of the most boring football games I've ever seen. And what happened? Listen, not that Marcus Mariota was doing anything to carry that Falcons team. He was keeping them in games, I guess. With Cordell Patterson there and those other guys. But he looked worse than Zach Wilson looked 2 weeks ago. Zach Wilson looked like a high school quarterback. He looked like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Mariota.
It was raining.
Huh?
It was raining. It was raining. He doesn't like playing in the rain. But, tomorrow night, your boy plays, Rich, so maybe tomorrow night you'll have some interest. Your boy, ayahuasca guy, Aaron Rodgers, is playing tomorrow.
Yeah, he's interesting, man. Like, he's interesting what's going on with him right now. Ayahuasca and drugs aside, like, he kind of, I don't know, is he done? I mean, look, he showed enormous resilience, I guess you would say, against the Cowboys last week. I mean, that Cowboy Packers game the other week, that was harkening back to Aikman against Favre. You know what I mean? Like that was a good game.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers is closer to last place than he is to first place. He's like 4.5 games behind the Vikings, the Packers and stuff. So who even knows if he's going to make the playoffs this year, Aaron Rodgers?
But that's the point I'm making, though. Like I'm not saying what's going on with him? Like, is he done? Like, is he done, or is he kind of like, is he just done with Green Bay? Like, or is he gonna pull like, is he gonna go have like a resurgence somewhere? Like, is he gonna say, you know what, fuck this, just give me 2 years, $50 million to go maybe try, like Favre did? You know, maybe he'll.
And Brady.
And Brady
was he went to Tampa and he won the Super Bowl.
Listen, he's still an athletic quarterback, dude. He's still he could still throw across his body. He's still an athletic quarterback, and he's another product of what's going on with Brady too, dude. Brady, the wide receivers are killing these guys, dude, killing them.
Dropping the ball. Evans, Godwin. You would think these guys were rookies and stuff. You know, they keep dropping the ball.
Julio Jones is dropping balls, dude. Yeah, Julio Jones is dropping balls.
Yeah, he scored the touchdown, though. He scored the long touchdown. But, you know, all these guys, they're grizzled vet. They're Hall of Famers. Evans, Jones, Hall of Famers, right? And you see the frustration on Brady's face, though, Rich?
Yeah.
You see it?
Yes.
You know? And it got so bad. I don't know if you saw the game, but Leonard Fournette threw the ball to Brady. Brady was playing wide receiver, and you know he fell and he tripped. It was an interception. He tripped the defender and stuff. But you know what? Dude. They figured maybe Brady could catch the ball. You know, and that was like I think Fournette got hurt in that play. That was like one of the weirdest plays, one of the weirdest calls. It's like, what the hell are they doing? And can you imagine if you had a prop on Tom Brady catching a pass? If he did get it, probably 1,000,000 to 1 odds, right? Tom Brady catching a ball in a game.
Yo, that play when Brady fell, that was embarrassing, dude. That was embarrassing when he was laying on the floor.
The guy? Do you think he intentionally tripped the guy, or he was going down and the legs got crossed? I think the legs got. I don't think he tripped the guy on purpose.
Kevin says not Tom Brady, Kevin Bacon on crack. I swear to God, I was just saying that to somebody the other day. He looks like you're right, but that's how But Kevin, just to your point there, I was going to call you out for a second as you said Tom Brady looking like Kevin Bacon. Once us guys get to a certain age, us in shape, older guys, like I'm 50, we had that that skinny guy look. We all kind of look like that. Like, look at me. Like, we all have those features. That's what it is. So if Kevin Bacon and Tom Brady look alike, they're just older guys, and they're starting to look like, starting to look a little weathered. They're still good-looking guys. They're looking a little weathered. We all look a little weathered sometimes.
So, Rich, getting back to the Buccaneers game in Germany, did you see the end of that game?
I did. What were they saying? What were they chanting in the stadium?
Yeah, they're singing "Country Roads" by John Denver. They kept singing that. It was like streaming. They must have sang it like 3 or 4 times. But they loved the football so much. It was crazy. It was almost like I think football has replaced soccer in Germany. So if fans didn't want to go home, they were doing the post-game show, and the fans were still in their seats.
So So you're telling me that these tough Germans, Germans are tough guys, drinking their beer out of their big steins or whatever. You're telling me that the thing that they thought of to sing about America after a football game was Bob Denver. Country Road.
Is it John or Bob?
Huh? Bob Denver.
John Denver.
Whatever. Yeah. John Denver.
Yeah.
That's the song they chose to represent the United States of America. I'm appalled. It is John Denver. I'm appalled. They could have picked something different.
I think there's a story behind it, though. But they were singing it. Yeah, they sang it a couple of times, and during the post-game show, and they're having a good old time. I guess those beers went down nicely.
All right. Listen, I'll tell you right now, they looked like they were having a lot more fun than the English crowd did, because they looked like some of them were having a good time, but those German, they were having a time in their lives. And listen, what do you think? Newly single Tom Brady was doing out there in Germany? He's away. He's a different country. I'm sure he didn't get right on that flight. What do you think?
Well, he had to. He did his podcast on Monday night, so he does a podcast on XM Radio. But
let's try and get him on. What the fuck? Let's try and get him on, dude.
Yeah, let's get him on. He would love to come on, right? Especially if I wear his jersey. I'm wearing the Viking shirt today, right, Rich? You saw me in my Vikings t-shirt, right?
I did see that.
I'm giving the Vikings some love. But all kidding aside, Brady is 4-0 in different. He's 4-0. He won in the United States. He won in London. He won in Germany, and he won in Mexico. So where will Brady play next? Let's put him in. Where should we put Brady now? Zimbabwe or something like that? Let's get him in another country where he could win a game or something. How about Liechtenstein? How about Rome or something like that? Let's get him to another country.
Listen, Tom Brady could do no wrong anywhere he goes. Tom Brady is just a man. And listen, you know what though? He is looking a little oldie. It's unfortunate. But guys are dropping balls for him. I understand that. But it's unfortunate. But he's Tom Brady. At the end of the day, he's Tom Brady.
Yeah, I listened to his podcast, and he said that he wants to sign in the CFL so he can play a game in Canada, so we can win in Canada.
Yeah, he probably will. Well, now let's move on to another a very surprising team. And you just mentioned their coach before. That I think that he has a lot, not everything, but a lot to do with their success, and that's the Giants with Dable. I mean, this Giants team, they just, they're in the beginning of the season, they're supposed to lose. I'm like, maybe they might win this game. Now all of a sudden they're 7-2. And listen, they're in a good division. I know they played a shit Texans team, but they just find, and Saquon Barkley, I said it in the beginning of the season, Saquon Barkley is absolutely having a good season. I just saw your boy Tim was trying to call in here. Tim, he was trying to call in for a second, but he went away though. All right. Well, anyway,
getting back to the Giants, Rich. So how many years have we seen like these shitty teams come in and rob a game in the Meadowlands? This was the ultimate trap game, and this shows that Dable's doing a good job. I mean, he was chewing out the players and stuff like that. This shows that he's the coach they need, and the same thing with Saleh with the Jets, because you saw in the past where Houston would come to MetLife. Who else out there? Maybe a Seattle would come to MetLife, flying across the country. Raiders would come to MetLife, and they would knock off the Giants in one of these games. One of these shitty teams would come over. But now you could tell the Giants, and I thought the Giants were going to lose on Sunday, Rich, because I really did not think, but I think they've come to that point where, they believe in themselves now, and they can win these games, these so-called trap games, and Dable was the right coach, and, he came from a nice system up in Buffalo and stuff, and we saw how, Josh Allen misses him and stuff, but this guy's not afraid to chew his players out on the field, and you know what? They listen to him, and they produce, it was a great, and Saquon, right? Great season, right, Rich?
Yeah, he's having a great season. How can he not want to play for that guy? Like you see him on the sideline jumping up and down, yelling and screaming, whether he's pissed or he's not pissed or he's happy. Like he's getting in these players' heads and in their face. Like he's probably telling all these kids, what are you guys talking? You can do this. You could play this game of football and you could beat any of these teams. And they got to be running now on pure. Listen, their wide receivers, they might need they could have used a little help at wide receiver. I think at the trade deadline or whatever, but it is what it is. They're going to go in. They're going to make the playoffs. I mean, and bottom line is they're probably going to make the play. I mean, that is a good division, but the Giants are going to make the playoffs this year. And that
every team's making the playoffs in that division at least,
Yeah, but look at it. You got Dallas is playing well, even though they lost to the Packers. But and you want to talk about the ultimate trap game? The ultimate trap game was the other night, dude. The Commanders and the Eagles.
What happened there?
Now,
crazy, right?
They
kept Jalen Hurts off the field. I was going to say Redskins. They kept him off the field most of the first half. How many plays did the Eagles have? Like 16 plays
and that's,
in the first half.
That's exactly what I was saying to my son. There's like the way the Commanders are going to win this game. I'm just saying like, I knew this was going to happen, but. If you look at time of possession with the Philadelphia Eagles have been running time of possession pretty much the whole season. They've been like they'd get the ball and this Hurts would just he would just run them down the field and the defense and they'd come right. They were killing it with time of possession. The Commanders, they took the time of possession away from them. They played some defense. And what's his name? Henke, I guess, kept him in the game. I mean, and then that other kid, the other kid that got shot a couple of weeks ago, that kid had a good game too.
Yeah, both of the guys, Gibson too. They had a good running game, Washington, and it goes to show they got a 1-2 punch now. Who knows? They could even make the playoffs. They're 5-5, Rich. So that division too is a really close one. So good things happen. The big thing is when Wentz comes back. Does Heineke keep his job? I mean, Heineke's been undefeated with the job. So what happens there? A quarterback controversy happening in Washington.
I got it. Is it really a controversy, though? Goff's not that good either. I mean, he throws a lot of interceptions. He throws touchdowns. I don't know. Is there a controversy? It's really the running game that's really kind of. Is what's his name back on defense there? That Chase Young, is he back yet?
He was supposed to come back on Monday, but I think he's going to come back this. I think they play Houston this weekend, so I think he might be back this weekend. What a way to bring him in against a shitty team, you know. And Washington, 3.5 point favorites on the road in Houston this week. So the Commanders are back, I guess, right? Crazy.
Yeah, I guess you'd have. Yeah, I guess you'd have to say so. I mean, it's unfortunate that they're in a good division. Like, you know, both Eastern divisions are really killing it this year. You know, and everybody else seems to be like kind of like falling in line with the East, but. I don't know, the Chiefs, the Chargers. Let's talk about the Chargers for a second. I know.
Well, let me talk about that, Rich. Remember in the beginning of the season when we made our picks?
Yeah.
We said every team in that division can make the playoffs, you know?
Yeah.
Look at the Raiders and Broncos. Look how much
Terrible.
we had faith in them. Look how much they've fallen off the face of the earth, basically.
Yeah, I mean, is Russell Wilson your prototypical quarterback that what do they say? You know, he just goes, you know, if he's got a good coach, he'll play well. If he's not coached well, he doesn't play well. Is that's what's going on with him? Or, I mean, you know, what's going on with the experiment down there with the Raiders, you know, too. I mean, I don't understand. These two teams are built to win games. I mean, they are. The Broncos have the best defense, one of the best defenses in football. And they're built to win defensively. And, you know, you think Russell Wilson's going to go out there and give him a hand, but I don't. You're right. Like, the two of us were so high on that division, and you know, the Chargers are playing mediocre. They're not playing as good as I thought they were going to be, and the Chiefs are just the Chiefs. The Chiefs have the best player on the planet, hands down. You know, if you want to talk about that point, we can talk about it. But I just think hands down, Pat Mahomes is the best player in the game right now. And he's playing at such a high level. I mean, that's why the Chiefs are doing so well, and plus they have a great cast around them too.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know, we had the Chargers, you know, picking the Super Bowl and stuff like that. They're struggling. But, yeah, Kansas City seems to be the cream of the crop of that division. I really thought the other three teams would have given them a run for their money. I think Kansas City and the Chargers play this weekend, so that should be a good game. That's in Los Angeles and stuff, so maybe the Chargers have hope if they win that game, but it's not looking too ominous with this team. But they're getting their receivers back this weekend. Mike Williams is coming back.
Okay.
Keenan Allen's coming back, I think, this weekend, so I think there's hope for the Chargers. But this division, like we said, this was the strongest division back in August, but not looking like the strongest division right now, that's for sure.
No, absolutely not. It's, again, if it's anything, it's the Eastern divisions that are that are playing well. You got and I know you want. Go ahead. I know. I'm saying I know you wanted to discuss Jeff Saturday a little bit about what.
Yeah, I was just going to touch on that, Rich. Yeah, Jeff Saturday.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, definitely. Why not? You know, like we have the same brain waves and stuff. So the Jeff Saturday, we thought it was a joke, you know, and stuff, and you know. Really, should he have gotten a head coaching job? Because he came from the high school ranks and then ESPN and stuff, and he was just put in this position. But I think Irsay thought he was the best guy out there to take over, best football knowledgeable guy, even though he never coached and stuff. So, you know, he goes on Twitter a couple of weeks ago and said like something like the Raiders are horrible, and who knew his first game coaching would be against the Raiders, and the Raiders were horrible and stuff. The Colts come out with a victory, and you know what? The Colts are 4-5-1 now. They're only about 2.5 games behind Tennessee to win that division and stuff. But, you know, I thought the Colts were like the worst team in football. He puts Matt Ryan back on the field, Rich, and Matt Ryan runs for a touchdown one of the first series of the game and stuff like that. So, You know, maybe this bozo was putting the Sam Ellinger on the field, you know. I guess they were trying to trash the season, but and even Irsay said that Ellinger's the quarterback. I don't understand. He retweeted a tweet the Colts made, but Matt Ryan's back, and maybe there is some life left in the Colts. Who knows?
And listen,
Jonathan Taylor.
It also helps. It also helps when Jonathan Taylor gets 147 yards too. I mean, that, you know, he's starting to pick up his weight too. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and throwing the ball to the receivers. Paris Campbell had a good game and stuff like that. So that's the thing. You know, the Colts have a pretty good defense, and we'll see what happens. There's still 8 games left for them, or 7 games left. But maybe Jeff Saturday is a good choice, and maybe we'll see. I don't think he'll be around next year, but maybe he gets savage this season with the Colts or something like that. We'll see.
Well, you know what? Maybe Jeff Saturday was just that guy that, you know, still keeps contacts with the organization, and probably maybe he's just maybe he's a guy that gets along with everybody, and maybe they didn't want to rock the boat too much right now because listen, you know as well as I do that the offensive coordinator is going to be running the offense, defense is going to be running the defense, and they're all going to have their jobs. I mean, Jeff Saturday's going to have some say, but I think Jeff Saturday's job right now is to go in there and get those guys pumped up and let them know that they can win football games. Because, listen, the guy was the center for one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever lived. You know what? You know what video is resurfacing? You've probably seen it because it's all over the place. Of Peyton Manning ripping Jeff Saturday on the sidelines about calling the plays.
Oh wow, yeah. It's they're bringing that back. It went virtual, right?
Oh my God, it's so funny. Now, what's his name? I forgot who the one of the other offensive linemen got up. I think it was number 77. He's, yo man, shut up. He's like, no, I'm not gonna shut up. He's like still screaming at Jeff Saturday, and the other offensive linemen's yelling at Peyton Manning. Oh my God, that was so funny. And then it's the funniest part about that was they show the aftermath, and Peyton Manning's like kind of sitting by himself, and there's I think like the kicker sitting next to him, and he's laughing, and he just looks at the guy and goes, "You think that was a little too much?" That is so funny to me.
And I don't know if you saw. I think Bill Cowher was mouthing off on Jeff Saturday getting the job as a coach, not getting his feet wet and stuff like that. But then again, Bill Cowher went from coaching to the broadcast booth, and he took the job of somebody who was trying to get into broadcasting. So that's kind of like hypocritical, right? Saying something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. Yeah, of course. I mean, but he's kind of seems like kind of like a miserable guy. I think maybe he always listen. He had plenty of offers to go back to coaching, so don't slight a guy if you got the gig, whatever. Don't slight somebody. Maybe, you don't know how he got the job. Bill Cowher, you want to go coach again. I'm sure he's had plenty of offers to go coach. You want to coach, go coach. That's fine. It's all right.
Exactly. But yeah, that was a pretty good game as well and stuff, But there were just some other pretty good games this weekend. How about this guy Justin Fields, Rich, on the Bears? I know they lost and stuff, but Justin Fields is tearing it up. And I had him on one of my fantasy teams. He got me over 40 points this weekend. I even benched Josh Allen to put Fields in the lineup. Fields is just unbelievable, and I'm taking Ben to see his first Jets game next Sunday, the 27th. Because we want to see Justin Fields in person play against the Jets. I mean, the Jets might win, but I want to see this. I want to see Sauce Gardner try to tackle this guy. I mean, this guy, he had a 69-yard run for a touchdown. Did you see that?
I did, and he's figuring it out. That's the thing. Like he's figuring it out to how to be a mobile quarterback and how to throw the football. I mean, they're a young football team. The Bears. I mean, they're not the same Bears they were, the Ditka Bears, but they have good fans. They have a good fan base over there, and Justin Fields is going to make a nice little home for him over there if he keeps playing the way he is. He's very exciting to watch, dude. Like, he's just, he's always out, he's always out there. He's running the football. He throws on the run. Like, he's very elusive. He takes his hits too, man, and he gets right back up. So, that's, he's a young kid. And I mean, listen, you don't want to see him get hit too hard, but you do, he's playing well, man. And, it's the age of the mobile quarterback. And, but that's why again I always go back to Pat Mahomes because he is that mobile quarterback and he can throw the ball fucking 80 yards and he can hit the ball, he can hit you on a dime. So that's why he's got everything. But yeah, dude, Justin Fields is playing out of his mind right now. He's really playing very good football right now.
And, he's hooking up with Cole Kmet, the tight end and stuff. They hooked up on 2 touchdowns. And EDUBBS, yes, he won some money because he had a Cole Kmet touchdown on Sunday. So I called that. I should have put down for 2 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns. But yeah, so, that's the thing. He's, these quarterbacks find their guy and stuff. And, maybe the Bears aren't winning the game, but they're making the game pretty exciting. And they're putting fantasy points on the board because that's all we care about, Rich, is fantasy football right now. And, give me points, right?
At the end of the day. Oh, you want to hear something funny? You were telling me last week that you tried to pick up Justin Fields in our league.
Yeah, Aiden took him, right?
Aiden picked him up.
Well, I cut Brady today. Did you see I cut Tom Brady? See who I picked up?
Oh.
Picked up Deshaun Watson. People are forgetting about him. He's going to come into the game against Houston in a couple of weeks and give me 50 points as I head into the playoffs in fantasy football. I am numero uno right now in the league, 7-3. My son Ben, he lost. He's 6-4 now in the other division. And we might have a B-Dubs Super Bowl coming up. So
listen, I'm 6-4 as well.
I saw that. You beat me last year, Rich, so you're not going to do it again this year.
Listen, I got to get a quarterback, dude. I won this week. And I had no quarterback. Kyler Murray, I forgot, was hurt. And I had Stafford, and Stafford's hurt also. So I was sweating. And what's his name from the Eagles the other night? Devontae Smith. He got a touchdown the other night. So that's what put me over the edge. I won by like 2 points. But I had no quarterback this weekend, and I won.
That's great. That's great. The Amish outlaw just chimed in. I was wondering where he was. Maybe he should call in.
Yeah, he's listening. He's listening.
Yeah, maybe he should. he should call in on his BlackBerry. We'd like to say a couple of words on the show.
He'll send us some smoke signals. So what else you got going on about the NFL this week? Anything you want to touch on?
Yeah, I think we touched it all. Maybe we'll do our picks on Friday night because
Perfect.
I want to touch on a couple of baseball things,
Okay.
Rich. A couple of baseball things happened this week. And first of all, congratulations to Buck Showalter, Manager of the Year. I didn't speak to you about that, but the word came out yesterday that he won Manager of the Year for the first time, right? So good job.
I picked him to be Manager of the Year, and when I went on my rant a couple of weeks ago, because I've been going back and listening to like old footage, I'm trying to get a little montage together of stuff that we've said. Like, I'm trying to get an I hate montage from you going, so I'm trying to figure that out. But I was going back, and I went on my rant about how Buck Showalter's the best manager. He's going to get Manager of the Year. And then I rewound. I went forward a little bit. I found my thing about Buck Showalter. He got outmanaged by Bob Melvin. I was just pissed at at Buck Showalter. Buck Showalter deserved to get it this year, man. 103 wins with a team, brought him to the playoffs. Did he get outmanaged in against the Padres? Probably, but congratulations for our first ever Manager of the Year for the New York Mets, Buck Showalter. His fourth, but New York Mets first. I know what's his name got an award. Gil Hodges got an award back whenever, but they weren't counting the Managers of the Year back then. But on paper, on record, Buck Showalter, first Manager of the Year of the New York Mets. I love it.
And remember, all the votes are calculated before the first playoff games even played, Rich. So it didn't matter about the Padres series. But what if Dave Roberts would have won Manager of the Year? What would you have said tonight if Roberts would have won it?
Dave Roberts, no. I would have been very pissed. Very pissed. Because like I said, he's kind of like, like I said, it's kind of like, Dave Roberts coaches an all-star team every year. You know what I mean? He doesn't coach that team. These guys are Dave. What are you talking about, bro? He's like, relax. It's like I'm playing center field. Mookie's playing right. That's the kind of team like the Dodgers have become, I think, to me, because Dave Roberts doesn't deserve to be Manager of the Year. I mean, he's got a Plus, listen, he's only won one World Series with this all-star team that he has too. So it's not like he's killing anybody,
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of knew Buck was going to win because he was sitting in Citi Field in the press room, so kind of like gave it away basically, So
he's so cool too, dude, isn't he? He's such a cool guy. Like, he doesn't get overworked, he doesn't get underworked. He's always very, all right, I'm Buck Showalter, I'm going to make a couple of jokes. Am I making a joke or am I not making a joke? You figure it out. That's kind of like what his demeanor is, and I like it.
When we turn to the Bronx, and the Yankees signed Anthony Rizzo yesterday. Quite a surprise move. I knew the Astros were on his tails and stuff. So Rizzo, about 31, 32, and you think the Steinbrenners told him there's some assurances why he signed the contract, that they're going to do a couple of things, perhaps sign one Aaron Judge. You think?
Eric, you're gonna get outbid. I'm telling you, they're gonna get outbid. I think they're gonna get outbid, man. I really do. And I like to play devil's advocate, or I like to break the Yankees' balls. But I'm just looking at a perspective from like what you read in rumors, and you just make your own, assessments about what you hear. But I think the Yankees are gonna get outbid, dude. I really, really do. I just have this feeling. I really did. They're gonna get outbid by somebody. And I understand that Rizzo and Judge are best friends, but what I've been saying in the past, you bring back the new wife factor, 400, 500 million, you bring out the West Coast, I'm from there, or, more money. I think you guys are going to lose Judge. Listen, I could be wrong. I'm not, if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm just telling you a feeling that I get just from what I'm reading. I think you're going to lose Judge. I do.
Well, what about the cryptic messages from Steinbrenner? Basically they had some conversations and stuff, and he hasn't signed anything yet. That's good. The MVP comes out tomorrow, so you think he'll be waiting for more money if he wins the MVP tomorrow? Maybe that's why. But maybe Friday we go on the air and he's signed already and stuff. But there had to be some. If you're Anthony Rizzo's a winner, Rich. He won a World Series. Yes. There has to be some assurances. Why would Rizzo re-sign with the Yankees? Why? I mean, Houston was beckoning to come to Houston. Houston's a much better place to to win a World Series, right? We've seen that, they got the players and stuff, but why would he come back to the Yankees? There's got to be something out there. There's a plan in place. Steinbrenner told him a plan, what they're going to do. Is it getting Trey Turner? Is it getting Justin Verlander? Is it breaking the bank this year and going all in? What are they going to do? I mean, I think it's a done deal. I think Judge is coming back to the Yankees. That's my feeling.
Right.
I mean, we're opposite ends of the spectrum here, but I think Rizzo comes back to the Yankees for one thing.
To be the captain of the New York Yankees.
Oh yeah, Judge will be the captain.
No. You misheard what I said. Rizzo could be the captain of the New York Yankees. Because
after what, 2 years, Rich? I think you got to get your feet wet before you become captain of the Yankees.
Of course you do.
Look how long it took Jeter to become captain of the Yankees, right?
Oh yeah. No, I agree. But they got to offer from I'm just breaking balls there. But like maybe they said to Rizzo's, listen, Judge is gone. Like we're going to offer you the captain position.
Now, don't get me wrong. I bet there's 29 other teams that would like Anthony Rizzo as their first baseman. Correct, Rich?
I love him. I love him. He's great. I love him.
I mean, the guy, he makes starting pitcher. He drives him crazy. I mean, he'll take like 7, 8, 9 pitches, per at bat and stuff. And plus, he gets hit a lot. He gets hit by pitch a lot. He gets on base a lot, and he makes contact a lot too. He had an injury this year and stuff, but I think he's a good ball player to have around. He brings that veteran presence in the clubhouse and stuff, and I think it's a good move. But I think the Yankees have a plan in place, so that's why I'm hoping this Judge thing gets done quickly, because you don't want it to drag along and all these other guys get swiped out. Because if Judge does go to the Giants, and you got to make sure you get either Turner, Bogarts, Verlander. You got to get some big names in the Bronx, because Yankees haven't been spending money lately, and I think it's shown in the past couple of years not winning a World Series. So I think you need the players. So I think Steinbrenner is going to spend some money. I think Judge will be back in pinstripes, and I think the Yankees will be favored to win the World Series next year once again.
You know what they said? A weird stat that I heard today. They said that even like getting rid of that stupid shift next year. They said that Anthony Rizzo hit into the shift like 230 something times this year. So he would have hit safely, they say, in probably half of those at bats if you break down the numbers. So they're saying that he's going to be one person throughout the league. Obviously, there's numerous other ones, but they were just giving that stat today about Rizzo, how he's definitely going to benefit from disbanding the shift next year. So that's going to be a positive for him too. Listen, I love Rizzo in New York. He's in Chicago, New York. He's a big city guy. He can handle the big stage, and then what bigger stage than New York? And I know we were talking about stages and how it shouldn't matter, but if you want to go into that, listen, the guy brought a championship to a city that hadn't seen a World Series in 108 years. So you got some experience there, dude, in Rizzo, and I think he's a good thing for the Yankees. I do. I definitely do.
Imagine if he went to the White Sox. Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that.
The White Sox were on the radar, believe it or not. That would have been nuts, right? If he went to the White Sox stuff. But the Mets actually did get a Yankee. I mean, they did tamper with the Yankees. I mean, they didn't get Aaron Judge, right, but they got this kid, Steven Ridings, right, who was part of the Yankees in 2021. Pitched 5 innings, struck out 7. And he had a fastball up to 100 miles an hour, and then he had the injury. I think he had Tommy John surgery, so I think he had a couple of rehab starts this year or appearances in the minors, and the Mets swiped him off the Rule 5. He was left off the Yankees, the Mets swiped him away. So I think this might be a pretty good move for the Mets, their bullpen. Yeah. A lot of people on the WFAN Facebook sites are saying, who? And these are the same guys that said Clay Holmes. They were fighting me because I said Clay Holmes would be good, and they said, he had a 5.67 ERA with Pittsburgh. The numbers mean shit, Rich. I mean, you could have a 5.67 ERA in Pittsburgh, which is fine, but then you could come to an organization with Matt Blake as your pitching coach in the Yankees, and he could turn around. So whenever these guys come to the teams with like an ERA or a batting average in the 200, I don't pay attention to that, Rich. Yeah. I pay attention to how the guys perform and let the guys have a chance and stuff like that, A lot of these guys don't even let the guys get their uniform on before they say they suck, basically, Yeah, so I think this guy's good. Did you ever do any reading on this guy Ridings, Rich? Steven Ridings?
A little bit. I saw something the other day. I just saw, middle relief. I saw he throws hard. I just want somebody to get in that middle relief. And like if this guy's, I didn't read too much on him, but I just saw a middle relief guy throws hard. just keep bringing in those middle relief guys. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's because that's what we need at the end of the day. I just want somebody to. I don't even know. I'm so in my head about the Mets. You know, because they really messed my head up this year. When I thought they were going to make it at least past the first round, but they really messed my head up this year. So I just DeGrom. Okay, I'm very what's the word I'm looking for? Indifferent about DeGrom, because do I want him? Yeah, but I wanted him 2 or 3 weeks ago when he probably would have said, "Yeah, I'm going to sign with the Mets." Now, like this game that they're playing, he's becoming just another guy that's playing the game. You know what? You want to go to Texas? Go to Texas. I'm not. Go to Texas. Get the fuck out of here, because I don't want to hold anything else up. Or is Steve Cohen saying like, we're going to announce it on a certain day? But I don't want to hear it anymore, man. Are you going to sign? Are you not going to sign? Like, I'm indifferent about him, And again, I went on my tirade the other day about how there is no replacement. There is no replacement for him. Just get some pitchers to fill a position. You're not going to fill Jacob deGrom, but can you get somebody that can fill a position? Sure, why not? Get a big bat. Get something. There's got to be something. I hear a lot of things, on these Met websites and Met, Twitter accounts and stuff like that. They're talking about Trey Turner and they're talking about this and they're talking about that. Until something like that happens, it's great fodder for me and you to talk about on a Wednesday night. But at the end of the day, I don't want to hear Jacob deGrom say, "Oh, I got 3 teams in my mind." I don't even think it's Jacob deGrom even saying that. I think somebody just putting it out there. But yeah, I just think, is he really saying that? I don't know. But, I don't want to hear that shit, man. Again, it's great fodder for me and you to talk about, but sign a fucking contract or go to Texas. I don't care. Whatever. We didn't win with you this year. We didn't win with you this year, so obviously we didn't win this year. So you know what I mean? Maybe you're maybe there's something about you and your aura. Maybe you go somewhere and maybe we'll get somebody in that, that has a better aura or something, or is a better locker room guy maybe. I don't know. Just maybe switch it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe get Verlander in there. They were talking about him the other day.
I saw that too, and I think Verlander wants a 3-year contract. That's what he wants. Why not? But he did win Cy Young tonight for the 3rd time, I believe.
He did.
So congratulations to him, and Alcantara from the Marlins wins the National League Cy Young.
Yeah, he knocked it out of the park. He got all 30. He got all the votes, 100%.
Crazy, right? Amazing.
Yeah. And whoever's doing the voting, whoever's doing the voting there, did the right thing by giving this guy a unanimous decision, because there's nothing really going on down there this year. You know what I mean? The guy pitched his ass off. If you're one guy that's going to say, I don't want to give everybody votes, like, with the whole, I don't even know how they vote for that thing or whatever, but it's good that they gave him. The guy pitched his ass off for a shit team this year. So, kudos to that kid, man. And if he stays there and if he builds something in Miami, I'm not going to be, they're in the same division as the Mets. If they start building something there, if Derek Jeter, left maybe a good plat for them to, like, jump off of and maybe become a better team in the future, good for them, too. At the end of the day, you just want to see these teams succeed. You want to see baseball succeed. You don't want to see it become, like, one-sided, like basketball or, basketball is getting, there's a little more, there's a little more difference in basketball now. But for years there, basketball is like 3 or 4 good teams. You want a little disparity in sports. And I think it's a good thing to see. You want all these teams to succeed in some way, shape, or form. That's why, again, back to my original argument. I think Judge is going to leave? I do, but it would be good for New York if Judge would stay with the Yankees and he got Alonso over there. It'd be good for these big name guys to stay in New York and put a stamp on New York with their careers.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And I saw a report today that guess who's on the market? He's getting a lot of calls right now for a starting pitcher job. Guess who it is?
Who's that?
You'll never guess.
Al Leiter.
No.
Just kidding.
One of your bullpen guys from last year, Seth Lugo, being recruited to be a starting pitcher by a lot of teams out there. So we'll see how that goes, right?
You could have him, dude. You could have Seth Lugo. You could have the entire bullpen. Take them all. I don't care. Take them all except for Edwin Diaz. Take them all. I don't care who you take.
But you're gonna have a horrible bullpen next year, basically.
They had a horrible bullpen this year.
Yep.
They said they're going to have a horrible bullpen. I said they had a horrible bullpen this year.
No, all new bullpen next year. All new.
Yeah.
Everyone's gone. Yeah. Crazy.
Anyway. All right. So, what are we all right. We went through our little list here.
Yep. Nice little hump day show, right?
Yeah. You got any? Like I said, we'll do our picks. We'll do our picks on. You know what? Let's clear the air a little bit about the picks. I know the Amish Outlaw. Let's clear the air with our picks here. What What's going on? What's the real score?
I don't know. I wish he'd call in and tell us what he found. He did some auditing and stuff with his abacus, but we want to know what happened with the picks and stuff. We might have to do some auditing on that. So
All right.
I might have to go back and take a look. But like I said,
He's calling in.
Part-time job.
He's calling in.
Oh, here he comes. Oh boy.
Oh, now he's gone. I don't know, Amish Outlaw. You got me. Got me a little excited there. But anyway.
Oh, he was, yeah.
All right.
Oh wow.
You know what? I'll talk to the Amish. There he is. Hold on. There we go. Let's see. There he is. Amish Outlaw, you out there, my friend?
How are you boys doing tonight?
Hello, Amish Outlaw. How are you?
I'm doing very good. And EDUBBS, I'm glad you finally called me Amish and quit calling me the Amish Outlaw.
Oh, it's
Sorry about that.
so annoying.
Yeah, no.
So annoying, right? You just want to be called the right thing. I understand your feelings are hurt, Amish Outlaw. And I tried to nip it in the bud, and I let him know, just because I figure you might call in. I don't want my partner to embarrass himself.
Oh, you know what, though, Murph? I did take a sexual harassment course at work, and, this is part of it now. You got to be really nice to people and say their names the correct way, because everyone gets a little upset nowadays. So I'm very sorry about that, Amish Outlaw.
I hold no grudges. I understand.
Understood. Good. Will not happen again. Don't get the lawyers, please.
So, Mr. Outlaw, it seems like you have some discrepancies in our grading system. I don't know if that's going to benefit me or it's going to benefit my partner, but I'm glad somebody's on top of it.
I just want to start out by saying I'm not throwing out any accusations.
Mm-hmm.
I have a like from the get-go. I start every time you guys did your picks, I would write them down, and then I would go through and see. And then I stopped doing it for a while. So then I started to listen to 14 and 15 and then 16. And I just did the things today, and when EDUBBS, or is it EDUBBS?
I love it. Get him.
Hey, whoa. What happened? It snows one day. He can't go out on the farm, so he's auditing football scores with his abacus. Is that what he's doing today?
You know what? You are correct, because we are on our downside right now in the Amish community here. I've been outside with the moonshine making. I have Mo's outside thanks to you guys. I had to buy a new 12-speed bike for him because the old one with the big wheel in the front wasn't good enough.
Oh, it's the old tricycle with the big wheel? Yeah.
I do apologize
so
for that.
He's out there. I think he's in 10th gear right now. It might go up to 12 if I stay on too long.
Gotcha, all right.
But, no, but I was doing the things, and I heard EDUBBS go, it was 8, 2, and 3, and then Rich was 2, 8, and 3? Yeah, it would be reverse.
Yes.
And I was like, there's no way Rich did that horrible.
Yes.
So I started to go through, and at first I didn't think he did, but then he actually did do that horrible.
I did. Damn it. I'm doing terrible this year.
It was a moonshine. Moonshine was kicking in.
What's ironic?
You guys picked, like you were saying, I'm going to go opposite. You could have caught up, but 3 of those ones you went opposite, I think you went opposite on 5.
Wow.
You're both tied. 3-point games.
Whatever. I can't win this year. I
You could
can't.
have caught up.
I'm going to stay far.
But
I'm going to stay far away from the gambling.
I don't do that either. That's why I keep it under my mattress, under Martha. That's where I know my money is.
Okay.
Yeah, no gambling in the Amish community, right there, Outlaw?
No, none at all.
All right.
The only gambling we do is if we plant the seeds right at the right time. That's a gamble.
So when is the Amish going to get involved in growing marijuana at all anytime soon? Since it's going to be federally mandated soon, I think the Amish should get involved in that game.
They're going to make more money, Rich? Do they need that money? They have enough money as is?
Get involved. When did we stop getting involved?
It's
been medicinal for years.
Mm-hmm. I love it. You know what, though? And I knew that you guys had a little bit of something to do with that because you guys are old school as they come, and I knew you guys had a hand in that.
It's a plant.
Exactly.
So we do it.
Exactly. You build walls,
now, hold on.
and you grow stuff.
You're digressing.
And beef jerky,
digressing. I'm getting back on this your picks.
All right, Pickgate. Okay, go ahead.
EDUBBS might have mistakenly wrote
That's
something
Dubs.
down, but he
That's
said
Dubs,
8
sir.
and 2.
E-Dubs, sir.
Okay.
Oh, so I apologize. That was not intentional
Okay,
at all. But I have him at 5 and 5 this week, not 8 and 2.
You know what? E.
Sorry, not this week. Week 9. Hold on, I got my paper right here.
All right.
Nose is still going. I just threw him out a little
We,
jerky.
we may have to take this. We may have to take this to some kind of
I think I have to,
mediator.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Actually, no. Week 9, Eric had himself at EDUBBS at 8 and 2. I have him at 6 and 4.
Okay.
What? Only 10 games? What are you talking there, Amish?
6, 4, and 3. Come on, work with me here. You guys tied 3 games.
2 and 3. That was 8. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. Week 1.
All right. Ready, Eric? I have you losing the Philadelphia game.
Oh, wait, you know what? Wait, hold on. 1,
Love
2,
it.
3, 4, 5. Oh, wait. 6, 4, and 3, right? 6, 4, and 3.
6, 4, and 3.
Nice.
Right? 6, 4, and 3. Outlaw.
Yes.
And Murph was 1,
2 and 8.
2, 8,
2 and
3. 2, 8, 3.
Yes.
You know-
That stays as is. Yeah.
You know what 2 and 8's better? You know what 2 and 8's better than? 1 and 9. That's exactly what it's better than.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Wow.
All right.
Wow. He definitely got it. He nailed it there, Murph.
All right, listen.
I gave
And
my
again,
thumb
I'm not.
by accident.
I'm
yeah.
not accusing you, Eric, because I know you're working hard at the office
Yep.
and everything. And sometimes you just all the numbers you're going through in your head all day long. You come home, you're trying to do this and do that. So
All
I
right.
wasn't doing it to check you. I just like doing that stuff.
You know what?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know, Amish Outlaw. Listen. I need you on my side
So
on
what
this
did you
one
have for week
because
10? Amish, did you do week 10? I think I'm 8 and 6, and Murph is 9 and 5 this week. Did you check that week 10?
Yes, I did. Hold on a second.
Okay, great.
Eric, I trusted you. We're friends, Eric. I trusted you.
I know,
You were my
I know.
stat
Murph, I'm
guy in Little
sorry.
League. You were my Little League stat guy.
Actually,
You know, I got the pitch count on Pete Lyons at one time, you know?
Yes, you did.
I have you both at 8 and 6.
Okay.
I had Murph 9 and 5.
See, he gave you one this week, Rich. I
Oh.
think that's just from him giving him 2 last week, so he's still up 1.
So he's playing the numbers game, right? He could add and subtract here if he does. You know, I gotcha. All right.
Well, off the top, but then at the end you're even and stuff like that, you know?
Well, I'm making a
So I was actually going.
statement. I'm making a statement this week. I'm gonna win 12 out of what is there? How many games this week? I'm gonna win 12 games. I just see a premonition. I'm gonna have a 12 spot going into Tuesday morning. I gotta do it.
There's 14 games this week, I think.
Yes.
14 or 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 14.
I'll have
games.
I'll have my cat make the picks for me.
You know, all the Florida teams
Might
are
be
on
better
this
off.
week.
I think I will be.
How ironic is that?
I might be better off. I'm a shot. I think I might be better off with him getting the picks for me because I suck. All I know is my.
I do the Super Bowl. You ever see the Super Bowl? I do the contest with my cat. I put the
Yes.
cat
Yes.
balls with the helmet, and she picks the score, or picks who wins, basically. You know, so.
All right, guys. Listen, Murph's getting a little tired here.
Real quick, bud.
Hey, Outlaw's talking. Outlaw's
Oh,
talking.
sorry,
Real
Amish
quick,
Outlaw. Go ahead.
Give him respect,
Real quick.
please.
Try the Amish Outlaw way of picking.
What's that?
What mascot would beat the other mascot?
You know what? I'm gonna go that route this week. I promise you, I'm gonna go that route this week, and see how I do. I'm gonna find out the mascot for the teams.
Can't do worse than 2 and 8.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
What's a 49er mascot?
Gold miner. I don't know, right? Whatever. Miner 49ers, right? From San Francisco
All
Gold
depends on
Rush.
who he's playing.
Huh?
Yeah.
You guys are funny. I am going to pick with the mascots this week. I promise you. Now, Amish Outlaw, are you going to be, planting plants this weekend or something, or are you in your summer home in where you summer? Are you going to be here? You know where you summer. I don't want to give it away because I know you live out there in
Yes.
Pennsylvania, but
Thank you. Yes. No, I will be just finishing up doing the shoes on the horses,
gotcha.
but I will be around Friday night.
Okay, because we have to get together, and we haven't seen each other in a while, Amish Outlaw. So I'd like to get together maybe and have a moonshine beverage with you and catch up a little bit.
Definitely. And I also want to get on here and talk about some of the stuff you were talking about before, like Kyrie, and even Deshaun, like you were talking about him today.
Yeah.
Eric, how's he even still in the league? How's he even able to play? Alvin Kamara, how's he still playing when there's a video of him beating the crap out of someone? The cops came to him in a Pro Bowl, and they said, just let him play the Pro Bowl, and he's still playing. It just kills me.
Amish, it's actors too in Hollywood. It's musicians too. Same thing.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Like I said, I said something like it's selective. It's selective wokeness, like I said. It's that people get pissed off at what they want. And
look at these guys. Look at the DWIs in Hollywood. If you and I get a DWI, what happens to us, basically, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do we still have time? You guys need to get off.
No, we have time. Yeah, we have time.
We got a couple minutes.
Talk about real quick.
Go ahead.
I do a sport that you guys don't really talk about or really, I don't know about, but wrestling.
Okay.
Oh.
Not professional wrestling, but like scholastic wrestling.
Yes.
And something major happened in Section 1 very recently.
Okay.
A coach that's coached for 40 years was informed, no reason why, he's no longer coaching this year. The school board decided not to hire him back. But he's been the face of Section 1. All the state champions go to his school to practice before states. It came out that it possibly could have been that he helped his daughter coach softball 2 years ago. Right. And a player got a hit that won the game. He high-fived her, and then inadvertently, Rich, what do we do when we get happy with the kid? Little smack on the butt, like, good job.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
Yes.
And lost his job.
That's the only thing that he could think that it could have been, because they brought it up to him, so he quit coaching. It's like, all right, look, that was nothing intentional. That's just good job.
Oh.
I know I've done it. You know what I'm saying, Rich?
We've
as
all done
baseball
it.
coaches, it's just get out there, good job.
Yeah.
I remember one time when I was coaching wrestling, my wife came to watch, cracked the kid's back, hit him on the butt, get out there and go. She's like, you really shouldn't do that. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, that didn't look appropriate. I never thought of it that way. I wrestled from 6 years old until 19 years old.
Right.
Every time I'm out to wrestle, go get him. It's just nowadays, you can't do anything
anymore.
This coach just lost his job for
40
congratulating
years,
someone. 40 years.
What school was that? What school? Division 1?
John J. Cross River.
Oh, wow.
That's unbelievable. Unfortunately, that's you can't say nothing. It's like, and even something little stupid, little something like that becomes something. And this guy lost his job 40 years. That's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
40 years of an impeccable record with kids. The people that are coming out of the woodworks now to come and try to get his job back, of how he's made them a better person. Rich, we coach not because we want to make great baseball players, but we want to make good people.
Yeah, good
That's
young
why
men.
we coach.
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
If they become a better football player or baseball player or wrestler
That's a plus.
while I'm teaching them to be a better person, then great.
That's extra.
But if they're just average, but they become a better person and they see me down the road and still call me coach, I did my job.
Absolutely, 100%.
And it just kills me that this guy now lost his job and it's now has a bad name in some areas because of that one little incident.
What about the what about the girl that got the smack on the butt? Is she coming to his defense at all or no?
It didn't say in the article. Like, I read the article, it didn't say anything. I think that was actually why he quit helping his daughter, because she brought it up, or her parents brought it up.
Right.
So.
Wow.
But it was nothing. I don't know. They didn't fire him that year from wrestling. I have no idea why this year they decided not to bring him back.
Wow. That's unfortunate. Whatever. I can't even. Josh, Amish Outlaw. Amish Outlaw. We could talk for hours about some of the crazy. Again, we started talking the other night about some of the crazy shit that's going on, man. You can't say or do nothing. I don't know, man. Just what? All we could do is we could just teach our kids and tell our kids, to be good young men. Like, we have boys, so it's like we just teach our kids to be good young men. That's all we can do.
Murph, look how much trouble I got in before for saying Amish,
I know.
Right. Correct.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. You better hope you don't hear clip clop coming up your room, because you know what's happening.
I'm walking on eggshells.
Clip clop. That's an Amish drive-by.
Yeah, I know. Coming up the hill right now.
Oh God! Listen. I actually have to retire. I got some stuff. I got some noise in the kitchen that I got to go address. I don't know what's going on. They thought I was going to be off like 15 minutes ago. I got to address a noise I just heard in the kitchen. I don't know what's going on. My wife's not home and the kids are up, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, no problem, Murph.
Well, hey, I appreciate letting me call in, and
Yes.
we definitely have to get together, Rich. EDUBBS, you can come along too. You bring the dip.
100%. Amish Outlaw, is really great hearing from you, dude, and we will definitely connect over the weekend.
All right, boys.
All right, my
Here,
brother.
Outlaw. Good speaking to you. Yep.
All right, E. So
Hey,
that's
Murph, episode 17. Yeah, perfect.
episode 17 is in the books, and just for everybody out there, episode 17 is in the books now. I appreciate all the, everybody coming in and chiming in. Appreciate the Amish Outlaw, and I see Beard Nasty I've been seeing up there, and I know who that is. And if you still listen, Kevin, I will be contacting you because right there, if you see a name called Beard Nasty, he is gonna be our hockey guy. That is my other. That's my other cousin,
Let's
Kevin.
get some hockey. Let's get some hockey on Friday night then, Rich.
I'm gonna shoot him. I'll shoot him a message or a text, and see if he wants to get and do some hockey because hockey's starting to fire up a little bit.
I'm really impressed with the New Jersey Devils, what they're doing this year. I mean, I'm not the biggest hockey fan, but I do keep an eye out, and the Devils are kicking ass.
Well, maybe we'll get my cousin Kevin on Friday night. I'll contact him. Maybe he can give us a rundown on what's going on in the NHL. So
Perfect.
all righty, another great show, my friend. Let's after we're done here, let's get out there and share and promote it and put it on all our podcast platforms. And everybody, I guess can't continue to say how much I thank you guys for listening. And episode 18 will be coming very soon. And E, like always, I had a great time talking sports with you tonight.
Yep. Have a good night, my friend. Same likewise. And we'll speak to you soon, Murph.
All righty, I'll talk to you later. Later, guys.
Peace out, everyone. Take care.
Yo, anybody up? Awesome job, dude. Sorry, I get a little tired on these weeknight ones.